Hi, team. All right, so let's talk about what we're doing for today. We're starting our new unit, which is very exciting. So, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about each of the books. You'll be able to choose from 4 different books this time. And then we'll kind of walk you through how to figure out which one you want and where to go to choose. So, in our last unit, we looked at friendship and we were really paying attention to how that helps make us who we are. And in this unit, we're looking at how power and freedom help make us who we are, or when we don't have power and freedom, how that helps to make us who we are. So we have 4 books that we're going to choose from, and we're going to talk about those in just a minute. So in our unit, you are going to be completely responsible for reading on your own because we're not all reading the same book. So there are going to be audiobooks in the resources folder. The book is in the resources folder. I will show you how to find all of that. And you don't technically have to read every night if you want to, but you are still going to have reading quizzes. And so it's going to be up to you to make sure that you are on point with your book when there's a reading quiz and you're ready to go. So you're going to have 1 or 2 reading quizzes per week. And we will try to let you know ahead of time. They're going to follow our same standard format for short answer questions about the most recent things that have been happening in your book. We're going to keep doing logs like we did in Unit 1, and we're going to have an essay at the end of the unit. Don't worry, it's not until like January, but it's going to be a different type than your essay that you just finished for perks. So it's not going to be an argumentative essay that this time. And you'll find out what it will be as we get closer to it. All right, so let's talk about how we're going to go about choosing our books. So there are 4 that you can choose from. And we want to ask you to really look at it carefully, to actually read a couple of pages. You're going to be reading quite a bit each night. So you want to make sure that it's a book that feels comfortable for you, not too hard, not too easy. It's one that you're interested in. And we'll give you the opportunity to change up until the end of next week. But after that, you're kind of stuck. So you want to be careful choosing. Okay. So in your iLearn, you're going to see this, and we're in Unit 2. That's our current unit. Okay. So you're going to see, like usual, there's a resources folder, and that's what I have open here. So the PDFs, the one that say .pdf, those are our 4 different books that we can choose from. So Persepolis, The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, The Hate U Give, and The Hunger Games. And then each one has an audiobook with it. Okay, so what we're going to ask you to do is we're going to ask you to look at each of the PDFs. You can listen to some of the audiobook too if you want. And we want you to really, really think about which book you want to choose, which is going to be best for you. So let's say I'm looking at Persepolis. I'm going to click on that. It's going to take me to the PDF. Okay, and I'm going to scroll down so I can see what it looks like. Okay, so here's the introduction, which you'll be asked to read. But mostly the book is actually kind of like a comic. It's like a graphic novel. So you want to make sure you can read it pretty easily, that you know how this reads the same way as a typical book. You start in the top left, go across, then go down and across, down and across. Okay, so you read this the same way you read a normal book. So once you've gone through all 4 books, and then we really want to ask you to go through all 4, then you can go to today, which you're already in, and there's a link here where you can choose your book. That'll take you to a Google form. You just click on the one that you want, and then we'll be ready to get started tomorrow.